morning, Year 3. It is Tuesday's reading session. We're going to continue with the poem we looked at yesterday. We're going to work on the objective, can I visualise the poem's setting? So we know in stories the setting is where the story is set, the place. Can I visualise the poem's setting? Can you remember the poem from yesterday, My Dragon is a Tricky Pet? What happened to the vet when he walked out into the reception room? What did the dragon do? Yes, did you remember that he had shot out the flames and it had singed the vet's hair? Can you picture all the flames going over the vet's hair and his head on fire maybe? That is visualizing. That is creating the picture in your head of what the text is talking about. So we're going to do that today with the poem, and we're going to decide what we think the scene, the setting, looks like from the hints in the text. Let's look at the first verse. My dragon is a tricky pet. Last week I took him to the vet. He barely fitted through the door and caused a terrible uproar. The dogs all whined, the cats they hissed, the rat, I'm told, will be sadly missed. So to help me picture what is happening in the vet's waiting room, which is why you've still got the background here to get us in the knowledge of what it looks like. It says that he barely fitted through the door. Now the door is something I can picture, but actually it would be the door frame, wouldn't it? If he's barely fitting through the door, it's actually they're talking about the door frame. So I've got a picture of the dragon down here. And if I was then to get something and draw the door frame around him, now you can see he's only just getting through the door frame. In fact, I'm going to move it, stop it there, because he's got his knee in front of it. Put the frame back there. Do you see he's only just squeezing through the very top of the horns of the dragon? He's only just squeezing through the door frame. So I've pictured that I've got this huge dragon that's not quite short enough to fit through the door from the words in the text. It said he barely fitted through the door. So the door was the part that actually told me what I was thinking about, which we then converted to think about as a door frame. So it's actually the nouns that are helping me to create the picture in my mind. And caused a terrible uproar. The dogs all whined, the cats they hissed. The rat, I'm told, will be sadly missed. Well, I'm not going to draw the rat because it says he's going to be sadly missed. Probably means he's gone. So he's not there anymore, so I'm not going to draw him. At this point, you probably draw the waiting room. So you might have the chairs there with people waiting, but you would then draw the dogs whining and the cats hissing. You can't hear the whining and the hissing, but you can draw them with angry faces, can't you? And so you can see a cat's face when it's hissing at you. Now I've got a very smiley cat here behind me, but you could then change that facial expression to that it was not happy and it's hissing at the dragon. So there's our clues in the text that helps us to create the picture in our mind, which is the visualization. Today, I'd like you to identify the nouns in the poem and use these to draw me a picture of the vet's waiting room. You're going to visualize what you think that whole scene looks like with all the parts of the poem and draw me a picture of it. That's your visualization. Simplified task, to simplify that, I have put some of the nouns onto the sheet for you, and you can use the ones that I've also talked about in the first verse to help you draw your picture. Extension then, to extend your visualization picture, you can annotate it with the clues from the poem that you used to draw your picture with. Okay, we look forward to seeing these pictures. Will they look like the picture behind me? I really don't think so. This looks like quite relatively calm here. I don't think it's a calm picture you're going to be drawing for your visualization. Thank you, Year 3.